Okay everyone, hello, welcome to another video guide. This time, let's put some music on. This time, it's about the Rune Optimizer. A lot of you guys have asked me about it, and I guess since we did the Somerville proxy video, we're gonna make an optimizer video as well. Be advised, I do not use most of the functions of this tool because rune removal for me, I love it. I love doing it in my head. I know my runes very well. I know what my best runes are for the most part, so I know that if this rune won't make this happen, most of the times the other runes won't be able to do that either, if this set of runes, let's say. But all the same, the main reason I upgraded to Windows 10 was to get to be able to use the Rune Optimizer, because it is a great tool. I mean, I use it as a rune finder, more like optimizer, but it has given me some builds sometimes. Usually I get better ones because I just can't use it very well. All the same, I know the basic ways to use it, and then you can explore on your own, or you can watch other guys that know it better, or even better, we could get some of the optimizer guys in the chat, which we probably will do, because I will fuck something up and then they will come and say, oh, this is not how you do it, this is how you do it, it's better. And you're very welcome to do so. So, let's start with the optimizer itself. You gotta use Windows 10 to use it, from what I know. Maybe they've released other versions, I don't know. But anyway, this is the basic one. It's a very good app. You download it to your computer. You don't, and after you do that, it opens up on this page. We did the proxy video. I showed you how to do it, and then it's how to get the files on your computer. Then you go pick a file. It opens up. Well, for me, I just uploaded my new runes, waiting for rune removal because I've changed a lot of stuff. So it opens up in the proxy folder. That's where you want it to open up. You open up in the proxy folder and you pick not the optimizer JSON, the id.json, nothing else. Even if you select the optimizer JSON, which doesn't matter, it will tell you, the program itself will tell you that, you know, ever since then we've been using the ID, so don't be a dick and use the ID one. So it's okay even if you don't do it. I won't do it now because I just did it. And then you go import, and there should be a little window on the top right next to the donation button, that pops up and says X runes important, total important monsters X. It should be a green. Let me actually show you completely. There you go. It's gonna be right here. Okay, it's gonna be right there. Okay, so now you've imported everything, right? You've got all these tabs. The first tab is just the rune details, like what runes you have. You can, you know, show them by 10, by 20, all. I suggest all, because that way you search throughout all your runes and you even know how many runes exactly you have, which you do also from the import, but maybe you've forgotten or whatever. Another thing is you can rank your runes this way, so you put all. Come on, okay. And then you can just go like efficiency, what's my best rune? This is with the Barian rune formula, so it's not completely true. It doesn't have to dominate your life, but you know, it's a nice thing. Also, what you can do is you can search for runes this way, or you can create runes here. So let's say you dropped an amazing new violent rune, but you don't really want to change import again, or just that amazing violent rune, so you just create new. Here, you just, I don't know, so will. Let's say the rune was will. Slot 1, main stat is not speed, slot 1, flat attack. And then start 3, and put all the stats in, and then you just create new, and you've got it. Another interesting thing is you can export your runes as a CSV. Which can help with you using some sort of Excel spreadsheets like Barian does, or like some people in AV do with the world boss spreadsheets, using the formulas for the world boss to make better world boss teams. You can unequip all, which means, let's get into it another way. Wait, what? Is that? Anyway, so let's get into it this way. You can do rune removal completely on your phone, or completely on the optimizer. You can do everything on the optimizer. You can unequip all your runes, because let's be real, if you reach a certain point, you cannot unequip all your runes from all your monsters because you don't have enough space, and then start equipping as you like. So what this lets you do is you don't even have to be logged into the game. All you do is just unequip all or lock all equipped. Unequip all, and then you go to the other tabs and you fix the sets. You can also lock all equipped. What this does is, we'll explain it later. Unlock all, it's if you're gonna do a complete overhaul, I suggest you click this, and delete all, which, come on. Now the grindstone stat, it's not great. It just tells you how it would be if it was grindstoned. You can also choose to just switch and chance just to see what you can what you have. Because the proxy also takes in your grindstone data, not just your rune data. So it just pretty much lets you grindstone your runes in the optimizer. So if you it comes back to what we said before. If you want to do rune optimizer, rune removal completely on this application, this will help you do so. Here you can see all the, if you click this little tab here, stones and gem, you can see, again, like for the runes, I will click all. You can see what you have here, all your grindstones and gems. Usually you would do this so that you have all the enchantments and then all the grindstones. And then that's it. I mean, this function, while interesting, I don't use at all, because I like to do my optimizing in the game itself. Now, this is your monster tab. The monster tab is the monster tab. I mean, you just have your monsters here. You see them all. The interesting thing about the optimizer is that it has effective HP and average efficiency modifiers. So it's tabs, I guess, or so you can see how good your monsters are. For example, like you can see how well. Oh well, my devil ones are amazing. So like, you see here the effective HP of Molly. Effective HP is a combination of defense and HP, right? I don't know if speed goes in there as well, or resistance, but anyway. So these are the base stuff, and then you can go here and go to actual stats, and this is pretty much how they're actually runed. Average efficiency, you can see how efficient your monsters are. Like, ooh, Theomars, Lucian, Sieg, yeah, whatever. So you can see how efficient your monsters are. You can see effective HP. Effective HP is a very, very, very good way to rune ADs, by the way. Like for AD monsters, gunning for high effective HP is actually like very, 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 very strong. Okay, so those were all the simple stuff. Let's actually go for one more rather simple thing, the compare function. You just compare monsters with each other. Like, it's nothing. You would usually do that for monsters that are the same, like Lucians maybe, things like that. It's not that, for me, it's not that interesting a function, but you could still do it, I guess. Anyway, now let's go to the big dig function, the best function this has. So this is the builds tab. This is usually the tab I go straight to, unless I go for a stop through the rune tab to find runes. And it's quite simple, guys. It's quite simple, yet you have to go through some of the steps. You have to pick a monster. You didn't see that coming, did you? You have to pick sets, or you don't have to. That's actually optional. You can go triple broken, for example, so you don't have to pick a set. For speed tuning and stuff, I don't think you really have to, but I guess for the you can do this. You can actually include the totems and the leads if you want to make an AO and then you want to compare them in the compare faction to see how speedy they are, because different monsters, like speed leads and the totem, affect different monsters differently because they have wait, what? Music stop? Yeah, anyway, they affect different monsters completely differently because they have there we go. They affect different monsters completely differently. Sorry, I've said this a lot of times. Because they have different base speeds. So a 110 speed monster, base speed monster, and a 100 base speed monster get more. The 110 one gets more speed out of the totem, more speed out of the speed lead. So that way, if you want the 110 monster to actually be slower than the 100 monster, you have to make it a couple speeds extra slow, which is where this actually comes into. It's quite useful, especially if you want to speed tune. I would suggest using the totem at least, because you're not sure what the lead will be, maybe, unless you have like a Samathi or a Ciara. But the totem, I would suggest you put it in if you are going to speed lead to tune your monsters. It's actually quite helpful. And if you're using like very disparate base speed monsters, like I do with Tiana and Tesha. Tesha has 109 base speed, Tiana has 96. You have to speed tune that shit. Well, not so much because they're really close, but still you have to speed tune them because Tesha actually can cheat and be like a couple of speeds less even, and he will still be nicely tuned. So yeah, but it affects more things like double Lucians or not double Lucians. Like a good example is double Lucians with Seek, where Seek has so much higher base speed that it's quite easy. You can have less. My Seek is slower than one of my Lucians, but he still goes first because he has like 10 base speed more than Lucian, or 12. No, a bit less. I don't remember his base speed. Anyway, so we go to this. So we talked about the nice speed tuning stuff. Now we go to the slots. The slots are pretty self-explanatory. You go over whatever whatever stat you want in these slots. Unlike the sets, I would recommend you actually pick how you want at least one of the slots. You can, unless you're going for pure stats, like I want a lot of HP on this monster. If you want a lot of HP, you probably would go HP. But if you put in filters, you might want to change this, so you might not want to pick slots. Not picking slots only goes in the direction of, you would only do it if you're like making probably ward boss monsters, or maybe some sort of HP defense or HP defense monster, and you're not sure if you can get what the best balance is. This is where the filters come in. We'll go through them in a sec. Also, a nice note is if you're making a speed to damage attack monster, don't put a slot 2 speed requirement. You might be able to do it with an attack to damage attack monster, or any speed to damage attack monster. Maybe you have really nice spare runes that you never thought about. So if you want to make a speedy nuker, what I'm saying is don't lock in sets, because maybe you can do it with a swift attack to damage attack set, and don't put speed on slot 2. The optimizer will do it on its own. It's not an issue. And if you see that you don't have any, you can just then put speed on slot 2 and do it. So it's okay. This is for no broken sets. I mean, I would never use that. And use grinds on off min max. I would go with off, because grinds are random, so you don't know what you have. Let's go to focus now. Now this focus, if you're using the app, is probably the most important table on this page. What you do with focus is you limit your results. So the way you do that is you make the software focus on specific stats on the runes that it actually picks as potentials. So if you want to make let's go with Lucians again. If you want to make a speed Lucian, you want to focus on speed, on runes, on crit rate probably, and on attack, right? Do not just pick speed. The problem with a focus tab is that it has this. If you only pick one, it will only pick runes that have speed on them. And it's quite possible that you want a rune that is amazing, but it doesn't have speed. But you can make, you can go through the rest of the runes and get enough speed, and then that one rune doesn't have speed, but has amazing stats from the other situation. So that's why you should use multiple Foki. Now the filters. Again, the filters are kind of tricky, and I think the filters are the main reason why I don't like using the optimizer too much, is because you can, although you can play around with them a lot. Let's say I pick 30k minimum HP, right? There is a possibility that there is a build with 29,900 HP. It won't show because of this filter. There are two solutions to this, but we'll go through them after I finish with the filters. The filters are pretty much what they say. Like, you select, as it says here. Oh, it has an info button. I saw that. There we go. It allows you to define certain stat thresholds. The adapt button inserts multiple actual stats in each filter column. Effective HP tells you what it is. Oh, it's HP and defense. Yeah, I was right. And this is when the effective HP. Oh, that's a very interesting stat. I forgot about it. This is the EHPD, is when your monsters are defense broken. So it's a pretty good effective HP tracking stat to track, especially for AD and Guild Wars defense. Anyway, so here you just filter your stats. You say I want at least, like, what was your speed tuning speed? Like 220. I want at least 220 speed. I want at least 70% crit, for example. This goes for Lucian. I would actually go with 68 just to make sure that I don't miss any builds. And I don't know, like 150 crit damage at least, and 2.1k attack at least. And also you can put maximums, because mainly maximums are nice for crit rate, because sometimes it gives you build with 120 crit rate and stuff. They're good for accuracy. They're good for speed if you want to help it not over tune. And yeah. Oh wait, this is damage. So this is the filter. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now the two ways to deal with not getting the desired stats, but just the hair, thus the build not showing up. First way is you aim low. So you filter for an absolutely unacceptable amount. Let's say I would filter my Lucian for, there is no way my Lucian has less than 1800 attack, right? If my speed Lucian has less than that, he will hit for crap. So we are unacceptable amount. Speed, you cannot go lower because that's the speed tuning part. I already did that with the crit. I don't want 67 or less. It starts to get a bit too risky. And then let's go with 140 here. That doesn't mean that you would pick a build that has 140, but maybe this way, maybe you'll get a very strong attack build with low crit damage. So that's one of the ways. Like, aim low on the filters. Aim for like a build. If I get a Lucian with 1800 attack, 140 crit damage, 68 crit, and 220 speed, I will not pick that shit. But that's the absolute minimum where I would probably not pick that shit. So you aim low and you click optimize. Another way to do it is to go for your strong stats, the stats you want, let's say. But if you don't find any, you start tweaking. So you start, let's say I clicked optimize, didn't get anything. Okay, let's go with 150. And you go like this. That's another way to do it. Probably this way is more time consuming, but it's pretty good to min-max. The other one, you'll get more builds, but you can actually track the builds, just rank them. So I guess the aiming low version of the solution to the filter the issue that you might have, I think the aiming low version is better. Now, the options tab. Let's move the camera a bit so that you can easily see everything. First of all, use locked runes. This depends on whether you do the rune removal on your phone or on your phone and you're just using this to just find some builds, or you're completely doing it here. Use locked runes means you use runes that are locked on specific monsters. If you have unlocked all your runes, as you could have done in the tab, the rune tab, where is it? There we go. So unlock all, which if you're doing a rune removal for the first time, I actually suggest you do it. So use locked runes, I guess not. Unless you have already found some builds, that's when you actually click this. So after the first few builds are created, you can click this so that it doesn't use the runes that you have finalized on some monsters. Ignore locked runes even if equipped on this monster. I would never tick that. Use only runes from inventory. Again, this ties in with the locked runes thing. It doesn't really matter what you do with this. I leave that to you. It's self-explanatory, and I'll leave this to your discretion. Like, if you want to only use runes from inventory, sure. If you have unlocked all your runes and you have unequipped all your runes in the rune tab, it's useless because everything is in the inventory anyway, according to the app. Max plus 12 slots for 135. No, never do that. Use only 6-star runes for slots 2, 4, 6. Also never do that unless you only have 6-star runes. And use only 5 6-star runes. I guess this is kind of you don't care about that because I only have 5-star and 6-star runes. I don't know about you, but sure. If you specifically want to aim to avoid those 4-star runes that you might have, you should click that. Now, include those runes. If you have somehow excluded specific runes from the search, so for example, if you have unclicked use locked runes and you have a couple of monsters that are already finalized, but you could get away with taking one rune off and putting it elsewhere, you can include those runes by using their ID. The rune ID is found in the rune tab. It's this thing right here for 411, for example. And all you have to do is, let's say you want to include 2 runes from those 5 monsters that you have finalized, but they could take a small downgrade. So let's say you want to include 2 runes. That's one ID, comma, second ID. You don't have to use a space. We're not in Microsoft Word. You just go like 411, 235, etc., etc. I think you can use a space. I don't know if you need to, but I don't think you need to, but you can. Anyway, so that's how to include it, or to do not include it because you want those runes for other stuff. Again, just do the same thing with the ID. Actually, you might need to use a space. I don't know. I think I've done it without space, which is fine. Anyway, here you can have a max permutations tab, which kind of just, yeah, what it says. It just, oh wait, let me put the camera, there we go. So what this little thing here helps with is it just, helps with not crashing your PC if you have a toaster or the browser, because the browser app is pretty much the same. So yeah. So max permutations, I wouldn't use those unless I absolutely need to because I have a toaster. If you want to max permutations, I go like, I don't know. If you've been very specific, it depends on what you've put in the filters and the focus. If you've been really specific, then you can like max at like 1000 or 500, etc., etc. There are a lot of permutations the more runes you have, and the lesser stats you aim for. Anyway, so after you've selected everything, you click apply, and then you click optimize. Oh yeah, you at least have to select one stat. Yeah, let's get crit damage on slot 4, right? This has to happen. Let's click optimize. So it has found 65,000? No. It hasn't found any builds. That's normal, there's no way you can get those stats on Chow. Actually, there should be. And then let's say you didn't get this, right? So you didn't get that. build, so you can try playing around with the focus. See, there's other builds now. There's more builds calculated, nearly double since I took off the attack. Let's say I take off the crit damage focus as well, and we optimize. See, the build doubled again, and again we didn't get any, right? So now it comes back to what we said before. You go up here and you actually put, since you want a 220 speed chow, I mean, come on, put a speed slot too, and hit optimize again. Same number of builds, kind of, but a bit more, and it helps that again now it helps if you use attack, or if you start putting sets in there. So what would help him get that speed? Maybe a swift set, and then you click again, etc., etc., and you play around with the builds until you can make it. Like, let's lower our expectations here, because he has pretty low base attack, so it'd be pretty hard to get those stats. No? Still no? Wow. Let's take off the crit rate. Still no? You still don't want to do it? Wow. And this is kind of why I don't like the optimizer too much. No matter what I try, I'm pretty sure I can get this build going, but the optimizer tells me no. Again, you would start tweaking here, just lowering everything, apply again, optimize. But you know, it's actually kind of annoying sometimes. Anyway, for more basic stuff, it definitely works. For min-maxing, I actually prefer my brain. It's up to you. Now, another really important thing, when you are on this tab, I would actually select plus 15 stats here, because you're eventually going to plus 15 your runes. I think it's important to at least go with plus 12 or plus 15 though. So make sure you do that. I think we went through everything. I don't think there's any, like, for the settings, they are personal, do what you want. I think we went through everything. This has been the Rune Optimizer, guys. It's not very hard to use. I think it's very hard to master. I am not a master of the Rune Optimizer, nor do I want to be. As I said, for me, one of the really fun times in the game is when I'm doing this little mental math and like on my phone, like, oh man, this goes, oh wow. Like, I optimized my Lucian's last rune removal, and like 2 weeks later, without actually getting any new runes, I was like, fuck this, I know I can do better, and I made them better. So, I don't know, if you really don't have the time, the brain capacity, or the will even, like, if it's not fun for you, use the fucking optimizer. It's gonna be amazing. I know it's gonna be amazing for you, so definitely do it. Yeah, I think we went through everything. Let me see my little notes. Yeah, okay, so we went through everything. I hope you really like this. I hope it helps. I've gotten some really nice feedback from the proxy video. I hope every one of you is able to use the proxy video just fine. Use the proxy just fine, because it's kind of required for this. And I'll see you guys on the stream. I'll see you guys on the comments of YouTube. If you like this video, comment, subscribe, like, that even, or every little thing helps. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.